We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it The People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Supreme Court rules no more allocations to local government councils through their governors as they have abused the arrangement. Rivers Governor Fubara says he won't go on his knees to rule not even for those who dance outside and cry inside. Arsenal legend Paul Merson enumerates how winner of the Euro 2024 final between Spain and England will be decided. I am Florence Joshua with these and more. The Supreme Court has today delivered judgment in the case brought to it against the 36 state governors by the President's Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government. The court held that it is illegal for governors to dissolve democratically elected local governments and further ordered the federal government to henceforth withhold allocations to local governments governed by unelected officials appointed by the governor. The Apex Court also barred the federal government from further paying local government allocations through the state government since the practice has been abused by the governors. Rivers State's Governor Siminalayi Fubara has said he would rather pack his belongings and exit office than pledge loyalty that will frustrate the state. Governor Fubara stated this when he received the leadership stakeholders' opinion leaders, women and youth of Etche and Umumwa local government areas led by Ogbako Etche, the apex social-cultural organization of ethnic nationality worldwide, at Government House in Port Harcourt on a courtesy visit on Wednesday.
We hereby use this opportunity to greatly rejoice with you and also assure you of ethnic nations' unalloyed support, faith, confidence, and solidarity with your government.
We have been living in bondage. And that is why when God brought you, the whole of a chain, we are like a people who were freed from their chains.
Fubara insisted that the legislative seat of Martin Amahule and his co-loyalists remain vacant, adding that the lawmakers are truly gone, hence they desired to be so when they defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, the platform on which they won their election to the All Progressives Congress, APC, voluntarily.
We appreciate what God has used people to also do in our lives. But we are not going to rule this state on our news. If it is only being on our news, the rule is the way that will be seen as being loyal. I will walk, pack my few things that I have here, and go and relax in my house comfortably, because it will be a disaster, not just to me, but to everyone, and even my own generation. So I will continue to stand tall. They thought they are smart. What is holding them is the declaration of their seat vacant that was done in December 2023. That's what it's all in. So they think, well, I know they don't know anything. They think I'm like that. We're not doing anybody to nullify that decision. It is what will send them to their villages. We want everyone to be free. We want to lead with the fear of God. We want you to express yourself without fear. I have borrowed one thing, especially. Let that one be my own from our national anthem. A nation where every man should be free of oppression.
The governor, who dismissed their recent ranting as noise-making from delusional folks, urged the 25 former lawmakers to wake up from their slumber to see the ship of governance in the state sailing on smoothly. Zion Gyang reporting for Clearview News.
Following the federal government's proposal for the adoption of 18 years as the minimum entry age for admission into universities and other tertiary institutions. In this special report, Clearview News Imofonokon sought the opinions of parents on this burning issue and reports that while some parents are in support of the proposals, others describe it as a setback and should be discarded.
The federal government is considering making 18 years minimum age requirement for admission seekers into tertiary institutions, expressing worry over minors seeking admission into higher institutions. The Minister of Education, Tahir Maman, said a child below 18 years is immature, unsuitable, and lacks the ability to manage their affairs. Hence, the need for younger students to remain under their parents' watch rather than a less controlled university environment. While some parents in their responses applaud the federal government's decision, others said the proposed policy can exclude younger, brilliant, and self-motivated students.
I don't know why the government is making a policy that don't have to do with, that is barbaric policy. If somebody is brilliant, even you can give you two times promotions. It depends on the brilliancy. So that will not disturb. A lot of these rich people, their children get admission to university at the age of 16, 15. We have someone in Union like that, they have to wait for another 1 year before he was admitted to read medicine. So what we are saying that is not even a good policy. Waiting for 18 is not. Why we have to wait for 18 years before a boy getting admission to university? To do what? If it's brilliant.
Even this 18 years is even below. It should have been above 18 because experience counts. One should be able to at least be of age. Why we have a lot of people today unemployed is because a child will graduate between the age of 22, 24, and he will still not be experienced. Theoretically, it's okay, but when it comes to practical aspect of that which he has been taught of, he has nothing to do. So that age of maturity, getting to 18, 20, 21, is good. When we compare to what happened in the past, when a child of 18 years will still be in primary school, 30 something, you will graduate. They were so useful compared to what we have today. So I'm fully in support of the federal government directive.
Then, but when it comes to the age of entering the university, that's where it comes because of juvenile delinquency. Sometimes at that younger age, they're being influenced by a lot of bad things. A lot of influences, drug addiction, cultism, and being manipulated because they're young and they're very naive.
Personally, I know I gained admission at the age of 16. So by 20, I was done with my first degree. Yes, so most important thing is the foundation. It's the foundation of the child. When you give a child a good foundation with a good brain capacity, you can meet up. But when you go to China, what's the education system? They are doing it. At a younger age, they are doing what a university graduate cannot do in Nigeria.
The development is gradual. Some people is fast. But that 18 years is the best age for a child to be in university because there you see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that will stop all these abnormalities. Nobody can push the person around.
A child that is below 18 years cannot really take care of himself. He needs that parental care. So when you send that child to school, actually, you know, school environment, the influence of peer group, people that are his seniors, that are ahead of him, can actually influence him.
Although there is no legal backing for the age limit requirement for universities admissions, having an underage graduate in the society, parents say the proposed policy has its advantage and disadvantages.
There are some implications because during my time when I gained admission, I was very tender and young. I saw people that are matured. You know, most of them will intimidate you, some will coerce you to do some certain things you don't want to. But by special grace of God, we succeeded. Now today, I'm here.
The implication is that they may not have the ability to cope with the work pressure and situation in the office. There are things you tell a mature person will take it to heart. But there are things you tell a child because the person is still a child. Or maybe it's just an adult in the early adult stage. The child will feel like, oh, if my mother will not tell me this kind of thing, I did not grow up in this kind of environment. But this is the workforce. So you have to adapt. You have to face it the way it is.
Professor Wole Soyinka at the age of 23 is already a graduate. So look at Dr. Beck or some cookie. At the age of 27, they're already a graduate in London, MBSS. So what are we saying? There's no implications. That's why I see some people that gain admission at the early stage, before they are 60 years, they left the service because they joined the civil service at the early stage of their life. So what is the implication about it? If somebody is brilliant, is that the policy that government should be doing? I don't know what is happening with them. They need to go back and do their research. That's not the problem.
The child is supposed to graduate at the age of 21, 22 to 23. Because is that time they don't have much of thinking of they want to get married, they need money, they want to build a house. At that level, they don't have that thinking. Their thinking is to get knowledge.
If a child graduates early enough, is not really mature in terms of IQ, in terms of maturity, in terms of handling issues, you understand? Because age is also matters in terms of how you relate with someone and relate with things and how you do things.
Although the current admission age into most universities and other tertiary institutions in Nigeria is 16 years, parents have been advised to allow their children attain some level of maturity before entering the university so that they can better manage their affairs. Imefon Okon reporting for Clearview News.
A 34-year-old businessman identified as Oluwafemi Asekeje has been sentenced by the Lagos Sexual Offense and Domestic Violence Court to life imprisonment for sexually assaulting his 12-year-old daughter. According to a statement by the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency on Wednesday, the presiding judge, Justice Abiola, noted that the prosecution had proved the 3 legs of the charge of the rape against Asekeje. The statement noted that close acquaintances of the victim and the convict were privy to the incident, testified as witnesses against the convict, which spurred the decision of the judge to sentence Asekeje to life's imprisonment. Wonders, they say, shall never end. The United States Center for Disease Control and partners have unveiled a toolkit for the implementation of a project tagged Baby Showers in Congregational Settings in Lagos. The project unveiling, hosted by the Center for Integrated Health Programs, aims at preventing mother-to-child transmission of HIV. The report.
The Baby Showers is an initiative of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, the National AIDS and STI Program, in collaboration with the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, aims at taking HIV/AIDS prevention and treatment care to over 50% of pregnant women in communities who do not have access to health facilities.
Amongst adults, we have a coverage of 96%. But where we have setback is essentially from women and pediatrics. Transmission to children can happen, but good enough it can be prevented.
A lot of the pregnant women do not know the HIV status. They do not even know the hepatitis status. So there are so many things that we can prevent a mother from transmitting to the unborn child. This dissemination is to really reach as many congregations as possible. Somebody in Konshisha, for instance, in Benue State, does not know what to do, he or she has this toolkit, will be able to read it, train their church health assistant, their mosque assistant to be able to do a lot of these things and be able to train and disseminate the information.
We are going to ensure that this is properly implemented in Lagos State, and we are ready to embrace it in order to prevent maternal and child transmission.
With less than 35% coverage so far across the country, speakers at the event are calling for more involvement of male partners to ensure that every pregnant woman in Nigeria know their HIV/AIDS status.
They should go out there and test themselves to know their status. If they are positive, they should try to be on treatment.
We do not want to dabble into who brought HIV into the family. We want to check people living with HIV to be identified and place them on ART, that is the drug medication. And then those that were placed on medication, we want to be sure that they achieve viral suppression.
Statistics indicate that over 260,000 children from age 0 to 14 are currently living with HIV/AIDS in Nigeria, with only 17% having access to antiretroviral therapy warrant. It is expected that the narrative will change with the successful implementation of the Baby Showers initiative. Imefon Okon, reporting for Clearview News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. In the practice of tolerance, one's enemy is the best teacher. Welcome back. Like the saying goes, security is everyone's business. To this end, the Defense Headquarters has called on all Nigerians to work collectively and partner with the military in ensuring national security for a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Briefing journalists on the operational activities of the military across the country in Abuja this Thursday, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said intelligence reports gathered show that informants, local collaborators and logistics suppliers played crucial roles in keeping banditry flame alive in areas ravaged by terrorist activities by feeding them with information, food supplies, money, arms and ammunition, among other materials they need while carrying out their nefarious activities. He therefore stressed the need for well-meaning citizens to come together and contribute meaningful ideas on ways to tackle the ugly security situation in the country.
For us in the military, defense is the essence of what we do. We will surely defeat the terrorists on the battlefield, and we will help our nation to flourish again. We therefore call on citizens to stand united. We call on citizens to remain vigilant, and we call on citizens to continue to support the effort of the armed forces to ensure a secure and a peaceful nation. When we compromise on security, we compromise the security of everyone. We must fish out these collaborators. That is the reason I keep repeating that winning the war without the support of the people is close to impossible. The military cannot do it alone. We need citizens to partake in fishing out the terrorist collaborators. Troops neutralized 187 terrorists during the week, even as we arrested 183 persons. Troops also arrested 43 perpetrators of oil theft, as we rescued 109 kidnapped hostages across the country during the week. In the South-South, troops denied the oil thefts of over 1.1 billion liters of stolen crude oil. Furthermore, troops recovered 128 assorted weapons and 3,300 assorted ammunition, among others.
Arsenal legend Paul Merson has predicted the outcome of the Euro 2024 final to be played between England and Spain. England and Spain are the finalists of this year's tournament after beating the Netherlands and France respectively. Spain beat former world champions France 2-1 to book a place in the final, and the game between England and Netherlands ended 2-1 in favor of Gareth Southgate's men. Both teams will lock horns on Sunday to ascertain who becomes European champions. Mason said Spain won't do what Holland did against England. They will play their own game and look to take the game to the opposition as they have done at Euro 2024, so far adding that England have been solid with three at the back, but Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams on the flanks. Spain have the perfect setup to play against a team that lines up with a back three. He thinks England would just nick it, or Spain will blow England out of the water, while believing that the game will be decided by the midfield battle. In conclusion, Mason hopes England will go with four at the back, as the likes of Kyle Walker and Shaw can be tasked with handling Williams and Yamal, while the two central defenders can try to neutralize Alvaro Morata's threat. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Supreme Court declared on Thursday that it's unconstitutional for state governors to hold funds allocated for local government administrations. The seven-man panel in the judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Ajim declared that the 774 local government councils in the country should manage their funds themselves. In the midst of his running battle with his predecessor Nyesom Wike, Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara has vowed to remain upright and never to govern the state on bended knees, no matter how much he is pushed politically. The strongman of Arsenal Football Club, Paul Merson, has predicted that the Euro 2024 final between England and Spain will be decided by the midfield battle. He has, however, carefully not mentioned any particular team. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Florence Joshua. Bye for now.
We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it The People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.